Hey y'all. Hello everybody. Listen. Tonight is much needed. You know, sometimes in life we gotta check in mentally, right? We gotta check in with each other and see how everybody's doing, what is going on, and that's what we're here to do tonight. We just gonna check in, we gonna chat, we gonna talk. As y'all have probably noticed, things have been a little bit different as I prepare to transition. I'm not going to say from Facebook, but as I prepare to transition over to YouTube as well as Facebook, things have been a little bit different here with Krystal Talks Cancer. Seasonally, I have noticed that, you know, there's a lot of people going through, but there's a lot of people who are not in the place at this particular time to be transparent, but there are some that are, and there are a lot of people who are currently going through chemo and things, so I have to be respectful of that. So please don't feel like we're not doing interviews here, because we are still doing interviews. I am still making the connections and gathering and finding the people, but I also need your assistance as well. If you may know someone who is a survivor and you know that they have a mission to help, a heart to help. We're not here to scare nobody, okay? We're not here to gripe and complain. This is not an oh me, oh my kind of situation. We are here to uplift each other and help each other navigate through this journey. Your reality is your reality. If you know someone who is willing to share, or if you yourself are willing to share, and I know that there are quite a few ladies right now that are open to sharing, that I know for sure, but are still connected to the journey. So they're still going through chemos and radiation, and some are having a challenging time right now, because outside of Krystal Talks Cancer, Krystal actually keeps up with some ladies, and I have my days. I will be honest, sometimes I am great at this, and sometimes I have to take a mental break. So this is why we are here tonight. We are going to talk about our mental. I don't have a guest. So guess what that means? That means I need everybody on this live to interact and to come on and let's have the conversation. Because what I notice is we have a lot of people who go through things, and we don't really talk about it. And I'm seeing more and more things in these groups, and it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. Joan, I am so happy that you are here. I already know, girl, we talked about it. You are good. We're all in a season where everybody's dealing with something different. But this is the thing. We are here as a community to be of support to one another. So we have to talk about these things. We got to talk about what our mental is like, what our emotional is like, because we also have people who are coming behind us. I am constantly receiving phone calls and text messages about ladies that need support, and I show up to help and support those ladies. But at the same time, I'm only one person. So Krystal Talks Cancer is what it is. It's me talking, but this is nothing without everyone and everyone's efforts. So we wanna kind of check in mentally and see how everybody is doing. So I am cross-posting. Let me see, y'all. I'm cross-posting. Trying to get all my stuff situated so that I can continue talking. And I know a lot of y'all already know how it goes. After going through this journey, baby, sometimes it's hard to walk and talk at the same time. Sometimes it be hard to walk and talk at the same time, but God, okay? But God, we gon' make this work. And let me tell y'all how my girls out here just showing themselves to be just what it is. Let me see. I had to move that real quick, cause that ain't what we here for. Okay, that ain't what we here for. Let's see. I'm trying to do my due diligence because I know sometimes we have some people who can't remember. Chemo brain is real, y'all, and I just try to do my due diligence and tag my regulars just in case. And I'm just gonna do this real quick. Try to get us some more people on. But I'm basically, like I said, I'm here tonight. I want to know how everybody is doing. Mentally, emotionally. We already know the financials for a lot of people, including myself, have been ghetto fabulous. And we're not going to dwell on it. We're going to thank God for where we are. But I do want to just talk about what's going on in your world right now. And also, what's her name? It's not Amanda. It's the news lady. We want to kind of talk about those kind of things. When we see those kind of things spring up on social media, and the importance about that particular journey. And I kind of want to let you guys in on some of the things that I have noticed, and some of the people that I have had the pleasure of interacting with this past week. So Tuesday, I told y'all I'll be popping up here and there all over the place, right? Well, let me tell y'all something. The pop-up idea was great. Like, it's still gonna go, but it did not go this Tuesday, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I met a couple of people, and I spent quite a bit of time talking with them through things that they're going through in their journeys as of now. And some are newly diagnosed, and some one is not newly diagnosed, but going through the journey a different way. So I do want to reiterate some things when it comes down to mental health and going through the journey. So like I said, I'm here, and we're going to wait until 8 o'clock before we get all the way in. But I really need you guys tonight to really be open and transparent and really talk, because this whole mental aspect of the journey, a lot of people feel like they are alone with their thoughts and their feelings, and that nobody understands them and where they are and what they're going through. Well, this is the benefit of being in a community. Not just coming on live, just hearing me talk or hearing other people rap. Like, we're literally here to help with the mental, the emotional, and hopefully get in front of the financial aspects of this journey. It's a lot of moving parts. This is a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of stuff going on, and it's a lot of things that people are dealing with on the emotional or mental side of things that we do not discuss openly enough. So this is why we are here. I want to hear about your mental. I want to hear about your emotional. I want you to be open and transparent and let me know what's going on, what's bothering you, so that we can get to the bottom of this and you can feel supported, because we have people here who are going through the journey, who have gone through the journey, or who are currently in the midst of going through the journey, and we can help all the way around, okay? So we got to be open and transparent here tonight. I need y'all to be open and transparent, because I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to kick it off by saying, yes, Cassie, I'm talking about the Anda Lewis situation. And this was not even the part, like, that wasn't even the reason why. Hey, Vanessa. that wasn't even, that just happened, right? And I was like, I'm glad I'm doing a mental health check-in with everybody. But Nesta, I hope that I can hear your mental health check-in and know how you're doing. It's showing me a couple of people at the top. Let me see. It's not showing everybody who's here. But if you are here, let your presence be known. Speak. What they say, mind your manners. Speak. Say how you doing. Hey, family. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for watching. Again, tonight we will be talking about the mental aspects of this journey. Like, where are you mentally? Not where somebody else is. I want to check in with y'all because it's really hard sometimes for me to get to every single person. And now I understand what my oncologist means when she says I have to really focus on the people who are in the danger zone. Like, she told me this one day and I was like, oh, so you're helping people who are where I started from. So it's kind of hard for me to keep up with every single body, every single person that I have met. But it is beneficial for me to stay in contact with those who are really going through the journey in this moment. But that does not mean that I don't want to hear from my other people. Shay, hey girl, hey Miss Sanders. See, I missed y'all, and I'm so glad that y'all are here tonight. Y'all gonna look, y'all just did my little heart real good. I love y'all, like, for real. Y'all are my family. Everybody is my family. Y'all are my sisters, whether we wanted to be sisters or not. Like, we are legit connected in this journey, okay? We are connected, and I want to hear from you all, and I want to know how you're doing. Not the version of how you doing that you feel like everybody want to hear. No, I don't want to hear that version. The version that you tell everybody, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear the honest truth. I want to hear how you're doing, how you're managing, because we know right now the economy is crap. We dealing with all this extra stuff that we shouldn't probably even be dealing with, on top of dealing with either the residual of this journey or going through this journey. I want to check in with everybody. So can y'all please let me know how you are doing in the chat? I'm looking at the chat and I want to know, how are you doing individually? If you can tell me something. Let me know one thing or something that you found yourself in this particular season dealing with that you're unsure of or that you are stumbling with. Put it in the chat. I want to know. I want to know what it is. Let's talk about it. Let's unpack it. Like I was telling everyone in the beginning of this video, there's a lot. With me transitioning and rewatching all of the amazing, y'all, let me tell y'all something. When Facebook decided that they were going to change all of this stuff around, and my sister said, order this thing and go ahead and get all of your lives off of Facebook, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna do that. And let me tell y'all, it's so many, it is so many lives, and I am just thankful to God, because I didn't realize that we had done so many lives. When I say so many, it's a lot of different lives that have been done. And there's a lot of people. Vanessa, I came across our live. When your very first live, I came across that one while I was going through. So I'm still going through these lives, putting names on them. I haven't had the opportunity to actually watch them all. I'm just trying to categorize them so that I can post them on YouTube. So if you have not went over to YouTube, make sure that you go to YouTube and follow Krystal Talks Cancer, or subscribe, or however you do that on YouTube, so that you can get access to those lives. Because like I said before, Facebook is removing these lives after, I think, either the end of this month or the end of next month. So your reference points to Krystal Talks Cancer lives will be on YouTube. So if you've done a live before and you're wanting a copy of your live, I know we have some people who want a copy of lives for relatives and things like that. I am happy to share it with you. I realize that I cannot share them via messenger because the file is too big. But if you come to me and let me know that you want a copy of your live, more than happy to give you a copy of your live. Like I said, I have them all, and I am currently going through them and finding, you know, all the goodness in our journey thus far with Krystal Talks Cancer. Y'all, I was bald headed. My eyes was like dark when I was going through chemo. Like, when I tell you God is good, and it's, for me, looking back, it just shows me how far I've come. But it also shows me where I'm more raw and real than I thought, like, at the end of the day. Because there was days, y'all, I came on here, lashes looking all kind of which way and doing, and I just was like, I don't care. Because it ain't about that. It's not about me. It's about what God gives me to give to you. It's about what's in me that has to come out to help somebody else navigate through. So if y'all ever get on here and be like, oh, Krystal don't look like herself, trust and believe Krystal not going to care. Because the only thing that I care about is making sure that the next person understands that this is real. And we're going to have them days where we legit look like what we going through. But the goal is not to look like what we going through. But yes. Let me get to the comments. Okay. Lachey said emotional. Sis, I need you to elaborate on that. What's going on that got you emotional? Miss Sanders said today was heavy for me. I've been crying all day, feeling sick all week, plus hearing father-in-law is entering hospice today just sent me on an emotional tailspin. Listen. That is a hard part of the journey, and that's why I'm glad Cassie brought up, I want to call her Amanda, but I know that's not her name. Anda Lewis. When you're going through this journey, I will say one of the things that is like a gut-wrenching thing is to hear someone going through hospice, or somebody that you love being diagnosed, or somebody that you know passing away. I will tell you this, Miss Sanders, feel your emotions. Feel it. Cry it out. It's okay. If you want to call me after this and cry and talk, we can do that. Feel your emotions and know that you aren't alone in what you're feeling. It's normal. And your journey is your journey. And their journey, your father-in-law's journey, is your father-in-law's journey. It's easier said than done. But pushing forward, sometimes that even means isolating for a moment to gather yourself, your thoughts, and your feelings. And I will say this. When I was first diagnosed, one of the supervisors that I had, that I had just found out, hey Courtney, girl, mental health check. I want to hear everybody. I'm talking to Miss Sanders right now, but I want you all to check in with me. Let me know how you're doing mentally and emotionally. Is there something that we need to talk through? Carla, I see you're in the room as well. We got Canada in the house, y'all. So let's come on, let's talk about it. But Miss Sanders, I had a supervisor, and me and her, she was really sweet. We really got to a point where we were on a sociable level, and she passed away like not long after I was diagnosed. So when I opened up Facebook, that's all I saw. And it took me in a whirlwind of emotions, and that's all I could think about. And then next thing you know, all I see everywhere is people being diagnosed, or people going through this, people going through that. And I just got to a point where I was like, I gotta silence the noise. And for me, that meant really isolating, being to myself, having that time with God, and praying and asking Him for strength to get through the journey, and for reminders that I need to focus on healing and health and self. And it's not selfish. When you're going through this journey, a lot of times we feel like it's selfish for us to shut down and not be there for everybody else. But sometimes we got to shut down and literally be there for ourselves and feel for ourselves, because nobody understands unless they've been in that seat. It hit different. When you got that connected to you somehow, it hits different when you see it. Miss Lewis, her case, and y'all feel free to send a request to join and talk tonight. Like I said, it's open. We're having conversation. We're catching up. We're checking on each other's mental health tonight. Whenever I saw the thing about Miss Wynn, ironically, I met someone who decided to do holistic treatment and or the holistic route. And when I saw this, all I could think about was this particular young lady. Because when you see stuff like that and you're in this seat and you're seeing things like this, it does get scary. So, Miss Sanders, it's okay to feel your emotions. Feel your emotions and know that you are loved, that you are not alone, and that the same God that had you in the beginning of this journey has you now. And we are definitely going to be uplifting you in prayer and uplifting your father-in-law in prayer as he goes through hospice. And we got to remember that God has the last say. Not man, no hospice, no doctors, no nothing. So definitely stay encouraged and stay in the fight and stay positive. Shawanda, okay, Lachey says, Shawanda, we are here for you, sis. And we are. Shawanda is here, y'all. She done came in the room. I see she done entered the building. Let me see. Shawanda, I want to know how you are doing, ma'am. How is everything going? What is your mental? This is the mental health check-in, y'all. Mental health check-in. And I need y'all to grab some of y'all people out of the... And I say y'all people because we're all people. We are each other's people. We are each other's friends, accountability partners. We are here to uplift and encourage each other. I need you all to get familiar with the people in this live. Get familiar with the faces that you see coming up and down this live in these chats, because we're here for each other. If nobody else understands us, we understand each other. And I see a lot of people in here tonight, and I'm excited about that. Let me see. After Miss Sanders, let's see. Joan said, just emotionally and physically tired. Going through effects of radiation and just tired. Miss my old life, but plugging along. I need to work. So, Joan, listen. This is one that I can honestly tell you I have been dealing with. Anybody else in this chat have been dealing with, I'm not going to say missing your old self, but kind of realizing now that you have a hard time getting back to doing the things that you used to do. Doing life the way that you used to do. It's not the same. A lot of people don't understand that it is not the same for us. That's hard. And I know, and again, I know, whenever I know what you ladies are going through, I will never tell your journey to anyone else. But with everything that's going on, Joan, you have to know that being still for a moment, I know you have to work. I know you have to take care of things. I know. Listen, I tell myself this every day. Like, Lord, transparent moment, just paid a bill. Major bill. Literally cleaned my account so that we can pay this bill. And they were like, oh, but you have another bill, like you got to pay this again on the beginning of the month. So we back at square one. Like, but it's hard getting back to your old self. It's hard financially, not because you are irresponsible, but because your body is not allowing you to do the things that you were doing before. And you have to give yourself grace and know that this is not because of you. This is not because of your actions. This is just happening because of what you've been through. Give yourself grace. Do not, Joan, do not overdo it, because if you overdo it, then you're putting yourself, like, you literally falling back a little bit further, slowing your progress, because now you're going to have to heal from overdoing things. So it's easier said than done. And I'm not saying, don't follow in with your responsibilities. Do all of the things that you feel that you can do, but those things that are out of your control, we're going to have to pray. And we're going to pray harder and pray, because we got to heal. And that's one thing that I've learned going through this journey. I don't feel like I had the opportunity to actually heal. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually heal. And what I mean by that, it's like you go from going to chemo, going to radiation, going to chemo, then you go into surgery, then you go into radiation, and then life is happening over here, and life is happening, you're dealing with your job over here, and you don't slow down. So once you get to a certain point, and you're actually slowing down, whether it be something else happens, and now you got to take that time to heal, you're not actually healing, because in the back of your mind, I got to hurry up and get back to all of this other stuff that I got going on. Give yourself grace. Take 5 minutes, breathe, and just thank God. I have been really thanking God for what I have. I've been thanking God just for what I have, not for, what I want Him to fix or what I need or what. Lord, I thank you for where I'm at. Lord, I thank you for a sound mind. Lord, I pray that these running thoughts would run in the right direction. Just try to give yourself grace. And it's hard. When you're used to picking it up and carrying it on your shoulders, it can be really hard. It can be really challenging. Again, if anybody wants to join in this conversation with me, please hit the request to join, and we will go for that. Lachey said that she's definitely going to be praying, and we're all going to uplift each other. We're going to be uplifting each other here tonight, because it's a lot going on. And the more that I talk to ladies, and the more that I'm seeing in these groups, y'all, and I'm like the ghosting thing. There's people who are just starting out, and this is why I say it's important to be transparent. I'm looking through this group, y'all, and I see this young lady talking about her friend that she talked to every day. Like, y'all know the story, because y'all done all dealt with it. We done all been there, done that. But the difference here is this particular person is posting contradictory things to her friend's journey, which is hurting her feelings. And it's like, we can't make people understand what we're going through. We can only share our parts, share our opinion and our reality, but we can't force anybody to understand and really care about what we're going through. That's why they say don't be like, oh me, oh my. Just keep moving forward and let people show their true colors. But it's a lot of people that are just newly diagnosed, to what I'm seeing in this group, that are going through that phase of being ghosted. If y'all have seen that, I'm sure all the Krystal Talks Cancer people, like, we go on there and we encourage, right? I know y'all encouraging, y'all not just reading, because I be seeing y'all in the comments and things. Speaking of comments, let me, I done forgot, but, let me see, Joan said, hugs and strength to all the fabulous ladies on here. Lachey said, self-care is the best. It really is. And it look real selfish sometimes. It look like people don't understand. I used to, and these are things that I'm learning here now. Like, I used to explain myself a lot. And when I say on a healing journey, and I advise you all to jump on board. And what I mean by that, get the therapist. It's better to do it now than later. If you got insurance and you're able to, and that's the crazy part, a lot of times we have the resources to get the therapy, but we don't think we need the therapy. Oh, okay, I ain't talking to y'all. Y'all, okay, I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to the people in the back. Okay, sometimes we have the resources to get the therapist, but we choose not to get the therapist. And when I tell you, the reason why I didn't go live the other day, I spent 3 hours on the phone with someone, and this was an amazing conversation. It was an amazing time. This person needed to be heard. They needed to be understood. They needed someone who was going through this journey to just pause for a minute and let them breathe the things that they were going through. So, of course, it wasn't a plan to be on that long, but I don't mind it, okay? Because this person had a lot that they wanted to get off their chest. And when it comes down to holding things in, it makes us even more sick. A lot of people ask, like, how did I end up here? What caused me to get cancer? What this, that, and the other? Like I tell people, you'll run yourself crazy trying to figure out exactly what caused your diagnosis. I don't even play them games. I just say the Lord had to sit me down for a reason, and I'm trying to figure it out. Me personally, I feel as if my job stressed me out. The lack of sleep and the hours and things that I was having to endure and go through, I really and truthfully believe that that's what had me stressed, and that's what made me go into having that, like, weakened immune system stress, weakens your immune system. So then I started not having the best diet, like things like that. But kind of pinpointing and knowing, like, I need to do things different. I held in things a lot. People would say stuff to me, and I would internalize that and think about that thing and think about that and think about what did they really mean? Not based what they said, but what did they really mean? Like, I would be in my head a lot. And now that I'm going through therapy, it's like, okay, well, why am I dealing with these things? Therapy is good. It is good, especially going through this journey. Even though I feel that stress did it, I also feel that some of the things that I was not able to let go of in my past, I ain't talking to y'all, I'm by myself on that one. Some of the things that I went through in my past that I was still holding on to, that I thought I let go, that I thought I surrendered to God, I kind of was still holding them things on a little bit. And so yeah, therapy is helping. So if you have the resources, y'all, trust me. And I ain't saying go find just any old body. Okay? Find someone who suits you. Someone who makes you feel heard, makes you feel comfortable. All of the things. Start doing the work now. Start unpacking all of those things now. Because it's so worth it. It is so worth it. Carla said, hello, ladies. Cassie said, hello, everyone in the chat. Shawanda said, hey, I'm doing great today. 2 more cycles. Girl, 2 more cycles. I am so happy for you. Joan said, true. Anna said, hello, everyone. Lachey said, in between fights. And then she said, pray. And, okay, she was saying, come on. Okay. And Joan said, same here. I believe my job stress caused this. Like, once you're able to slow down, you're able to kind of pinpoint where things went off the rocker in your life. But sometimes we're moving so fast and we're trying to fix everything around us that we lose the opportunity to really pinpoint why we got to this place in the first place. Because trust and believe, me personally, I believe this is a spiritual warfare. It's an emotional warfare. It's a mental warfare. Like, all of the lust, I done already told y'all, financial, like, all of it. All of it. and you have to deal with all of it at one time. And that can be overwhelming, and that can cause mental instability. That can cause you to always look at things in a negative light, because everything around you seems like another challenge, another fight. Like Lachey said, it's like you fighting everything. You fighting your mental, you fighting your emotional, you fighting your finances, you're fighting for a life that you used to have. And it's the craziest thing. Like, as much stress that I dealt with back then before going through breast cancer, it's like the financials and everything else was okay, but I was going through it mentally, emotionally, and I was missing my family. I was missing my children. But then when I started going through this journey, it's like, okay, God, I'm okay, but my finances and now my mental is still, because it's like a different type of struggle. It's like a different type of journey. Like, you're on a different type of journey, and then that is what causes you to miss your old life, or to miss your old self, because of the fact that now you're trying to figure out, how do I get back to a comfortable space? Like, even though life was stressful before, that was a comfortable kind of stress, because it was the stress that I knew. Now I'm in this uncomfortable place. Like, how are my finances going to be taken care of? How is my mental going to get better if I'm constantly overthinking and over pushing myself, not allowing myself to actually heal? Like, how am I going to get through all of these things? Like, are y'all dealing with that in this season, or is it just me? And I want to say, Anda Lewis, when I saw that, I didn't look too deep. And Paula sent me something about it not too long ago. But I didn't stay there, and I didn't go too deep with that story. But one of the things that I've learned, because I did hear about her coming out not too long ago. It might have been sometime last year, the first time I heard of her. But it puts things into perspective, right? You have two people who were diagnosed around the same, I want to say they said around the same time, and they're all friends. This lady is best friends with both of these ladies, and one went the holistic route and the other one went the chemo route. And this is something that I want to say, because it will spin in your mind. It doesn't matter which route you decided to go on, if it's holistic or if you decided to do chemo. I met someone who opted out of chemotherapy because of what they were seeing in groups. Only thing they saw in groups was negative outcomes. People go through chemo and then it comes back and then it's that and the other, and they were like, yeah, no chemo. So they opted to do the holistic route. Well, I want to remind everybody here tonight, stop looking at the groups. Stop looking at things as being negative, because there's always layers to it. And we have to remember, the people who get in these groups are the people who really need the help, or they're the ones who are going through it right now and they need support. So they go to the groups, as they should. The people who go through chemo and make it through chemo, radiation, surgeries, a lot of times, baby, they outside. They outside playing. They not on the groups, checking in. They're not reaching back. And I'm going to tell you, that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes we go through this journey and we don't want constant reminders. There's ladies even here who support Krystal Talks Cancer, and they're like, hey, I don't know how you do it. Like, every day it's about breast cancer and helping people and this, that, and the other. And that's a constant reminder of what I've gone through, and I just don't have the mental capacity to do it. And I get that. I totally understand that. There are actually days where I myself have to sit down somewhere and focus on what's going on in my inner and my surrounding area, because it becomes overwhelming sometimes. But it ain't about me. It's about God and what I believe my purpose is in this season, and that's reaching back. Like, I don't know, it's not work for me. It feels good. But then I do have days where I'm overwhelmed. But see, some people, instead of having days where they feel overwhelmed, just talking about the journey itself, it overwhelms them. So they run from it. And so when you're in these groups, I want you to know you're looking at people who need to be in the groups. You're not looking at the millions of people who have gone through cancer diagnoses, have survived cancer diagnoses, and are thriving in life right now. They outside, baby. They playing. So you can't gauge whether or not to do. I'm saying that to say this. Please try not to gauge whether to do chemo or not to do chemo based off of what you're seeing in groups. That is not a good thing for you to do. I just want y'all to know that. Recognize that your journey is your journey and your journey alone. And at the end of the day, we all have our own journey. And we don't know how it's going to end. We don't know what the middle going to look like. We don't know what the end result will be. We don't know. We just have to keep moving forward. And a lot of times that is really hard. It's really hard to keep moving forward because we don't know. We don't. Let me see. But see, y'all ain't even on here talking to me tonight. What's going on? What are we doing? Let's see. We definitely have to just we gotta keep positive and just keep moving forward, like mentally and emotionally, and giving ourselves grace and not allowing other people to, and this was a conversation that I was supposed to have with someone, but even not allowing the things that people say to you. And this is a really hard one because it's hard for me as well. Because people will say things and it's kind of like they, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they will kind of make it, they'll say it on a low. Chemo brain, I need y'all to help me. Like they will insinuate something more than what it should be. Like whenever they're talking to you, well, why don't you do this? Or, well, you can do that. Like, why, and they're not understanding what you've gone through. And they're not understanding why you're dealing mentally and emotionally the way that you are. To them, you're just being overwhelmed, like you're over exaggerating. You're not trying to do something because Miss Sanders said, that's so true. 3 women in my circle had breast cancer. Each person's journey was different, and it is. Everybody's journey is different. John said, I don't compare your journey to others either. Remember, everyone is so different. It will send you down a rabbit hole, and that is so true. Like, I'm telling y'all, if one day I pray that we're able to do a live with the individual that I'm speaking of, but it's one of those things that I legit had to take the rest of the day off, not because of me feeling overwhelmed, but it really hurts to know that this is what this person felt and this is what they thought and this is how they did everything, because they didn't know and they didn't have anyone to like guide them through, to tell them like that is a whole rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole, and we can't go down the rabbit hole. We have to stay grounded, and we have to stay focused and realize that everybody's journey is different. And I think about, just like I told you before, when I was at work and that person said, everybody that I know that went through chemo died. Like, oh, you want to tell me that while I'm going through chemo? Well, I got to stand 10 toes down and tell you how big my God is and how my journey is my journey alone. But see, I also realized that I was in a place of acceptance, and I was in a place of talking to God and knowing, when they say be still and know, that he wasn't done with me. Like, I knew that. I was like, oh, I hear you, sir. Oh, I ain't never tell y'all it was a man. My bad. I was like, I hear you, but I ain't trying to hear nothing you talking about. Because the last time I checked, the Lord got the last say so. And you not him nor that. Oh, so I'm going to need you to move aside. Everybody's not in that place, though. There's some people they will hear something, see something, and the next thing you know, it's a rabbit hole. It's a spiral. And I went through that in the beginning. When I tell y'all, I was looking at these groups, even TikTok. I'm looking at triple positive, this, that, and the other, stage 3, grade 3, this, that, and the other, yada, yada. And I saw some horror stories. Do you hear me? And I'm just sitting here on my couch, crying, like, Lord, this is what's coming. But that wasn't for me. I don't put that on yourself. Don't put that on yourself. When I knew better, I did better. I stayed out them groups. And I advise y'all to do the same thing, unless you are grounded mentally enough to know with your whole heart, oh, that's their journey. That ain't got nothing to do with me. If I can't help them, I don't want to hurt them by posting anything or saying anything else. And just keep moving. Keep scrolling. You don't have to interact and say anything about everything. And that's something else that I've learned. If I have no value, if I have nothing of value to give you, I don't want to give you anything at all. So I learned that. So please learn that. I think I told y'all how to search in the groups, where that little search bar at the top, search in group. You can search certain topics. If you're dealing with a side effect, I personally would advise you all to get familiar with each other in this group, in this live, in these lives. Start at friending people, following people. So when you have questions, hey, can we talk for a minute? I got this side effect going on. You know, maybe you reached out to me and I wasn't available. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. I reached out to Krystal and she's not available, but I got a question. Let me ask you this. It's better than you going to TikTok and typing in radiation and seeing all of the negative things about radiation and all of the complaints on Facebook about radiation or proton therapy or immunotherapy. Because, baby, it's some horror stories. It's some horror stories. So we really have to learn how to disconnect from internalizing everybody else's journey and their situations, if that makes sense. Let me see. And see, I was talking about something else, and y'all got me back on that. And now, chemo brain ain't even letting me remember what I was talking about. It's not letting me remember what I was talking about. And that's another thing, like, it's so funny because I messaged someone today, and we're supposed to talk tomorrow. And they mentioned brain fog. I was like, oh yeah, you already in the family, baby. We connected. We like, I get you. If nobody else gets you, I get you. Oh, I want to tell y'all a good thing though. So this past weekend, y'all know how this brain thing works. Yeah, this past weekend, I met up with the nurse. Y'all know the story that I tell y'all all the time about my first treatment and the lady missing the mark the first time in my port, and how I told her she couldn't touch me no more. Okay, yeah. Well, the nurse that came and rectified that and got that situation right, I went out with her and we went to the farmer's market and we had an amazing time. We talked, we connected, and listen, I tell y'all all the time, if your care team, I know everybody's not gonna walk away with everybody's number like I do. Like that's a favor thing. That's a God thing. I have nothing to do with that. But if you're not comfortable with your care team, like to just have conversation and I don't know if that's the care team for you. I ain't telling nobody what to do. You should feel comfortable. You should definitely feel comfortable. You should feel heard, and you should feel respected. Make sure that you have that type of dialect and dialogue with your care team, because if it's something going on with you, like, you have to feel comfortable enough talking to these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to feel comfortable. So if you don't feel comfortable, we need to have a conversation, and we need to see how to navigate with that. I'm not telling anybody to leave their care team, but you have to know that you should not be in a journey where you are fighting to be heard or fighting to be understood. And that brings me to another point. I'll never say names again, but I have met someone who, I met them at the beginning of their journey, and they went through, and I'm so thankful, and I pray to God that one day they're able to tell you their story. But they went to their care team about something, and their care team put a bandage on it, but it ended up like not being the thing that they needed. And so the question or the situation was, do I speak up about this? Yeah, you do. You do. We have to not only advocate for ourselves, but we have to advocate for those coming behind us. And if somebody misses the mark, we got to advocate for that thing. It kind of come with the territory. Because we don't want this same thing to happen to someone else. And y'all, and I really want to go into details about it, but I don't want to go into details about it because, one, that's not why we're here tonight, and two, I know that they've already said that they're advocating for that, and so we should have a time to talk to this person one day soon. But I just want to remind you all, for sure, a part of that mental health, you have to learn to advocate for yourself. Because when you're not advocating for yourself, you're not allowing yourself to release all of the things that you're worried about. That's why it's important to have a care team that hears you and actually moves whenever you say, this is what's going on with me, and they are quick to react. Because that allows you to feel safe, and your immune system is kind of like, okay, we balance, we're good. You know what I'm saying? When you feel heard and you feel understood, it does something to our balance going through this journey, and we have to be balanced for sure. I don't think she saw that I was on live. Hold on. We have to definitely be balanced when it comes down to this. When it comes down to this journey. Let me tag. Oh well, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Definitely let me know what's going on with y'all. Let me see. Okay. Everybody's not tech savvy, y'all. Y'all know. We had to figure it out a couple times. So hold on. Because I invited someone else that I met. And I don't want to make it like really obvious, so I'm gonna try to tag, not tag, but do something different. Okay. But how is everybody, like, what are some things that y'all are dealing with right now that we need to unpack and we need to talk about? Again, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you navigate through this journey and to give you what I have. I can't give you what I don't have, but what I don't have, if I know someone that does have the answer, I'm definitely connecting that. I don't know who all is watching. I see there are some accounts in here that I am not familiar with. So I don't know where you are in your journey, but if you are new to the journey, I do advise you to take time to Google, not Google, but look on Facebook for the Krystal Talks Cancer resource live before it is deleted, because Facebook is doing the thing where they're deleting all lives. Please look at that. If you are going through chemo, and I'm putting this out here because, as y'all can tell, this is really important to me that you all have the resources that I did not have. So maybe it will help your financial situation more so than it did mine. I went through this during COVID, so there were no resources. Like, I'm calling people and looking for money in the daytime with a flashlight, and I ain't find none of it. Now you can get these resources. Go and type in Krystal Talks Cancer resource live. 2 lives will pop up. One we did in 23, and the other one we did last year. So I need y'all to get on that. Get on. If you don't listen to nothing else, if you're new here, you don't want to stay, I get it. However you want to maneuver that, I just want you to have the resources that you need to help you financially not be in the place that myself and my family are in due to lack of resources. So definitely take advantage of those. How is Shawanda still here? Let me see. Lachey, how is everything going? Now, I know you said emotional, and I see you up there. I don't know if Shawanda's still in the building, but I see Shay. How is the emotions going for you? Is it different for you? Miss Cheryl is here and has requested to join, so we're going to get on and we're going to... And Miss Cheryl is actually someone that I just met, and I thank God for that. Okay. Let's see. Every time I do this, it it changes. You probably can't see me because that's how Facebook is doing something different. So you may not be able to see me, but I can hear you.
I can see you.
Okay. All right. You can't see yourself.
Well, I'm looking at me, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just glad to be here.
It's weird. It does. Can you hold your tilt your phone down so we can see your face? Okay. So how are you?
I'm having a rough time right now. I'm just depressed and lonely, and just having a rough time.
Well, we have support here, and this is time for you to release whatever it is that you want to talk about and get support on.
Okay. Um, I don't want to start crying, but I'm just lonely, and I know it's from the chemo. I know it is, and the depression. I'm like, I didn't want to claim the depression at first, but yes, I'm claiming it, and I know it's from the chemo. I know it is. And I don't want to take any antidepressant or anti-anxiety. I don't want to take any kind of medication for it. I'd rather just hold a baby or play with a puppy.
No, I get that. Can you sit the phone, like scoot it back a little bit for me? And for y'all that know, whenever we go on live now, again, Facebook and their things, it's kind of hard for me to see. So I have to use my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Um, that's the reason why it may look like I'm not looking at you. It's because I'm looking at you on my laptop.
Got
And
you.
that's why,
I got you.
yeah, that's why I asked you to move the camera down so I could see your face. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chemo is not easy, and I'm gonna read some of the comments really quick. Um, Good evening, Paula. It's good to see you. Paula said it's okay to cry, and Lachey said we're here for you.
Thank you.
She said chemo is not easy. So how far along, like how many treatments have you done so far?
I'm almost to the end of round 2. I've got 3 more treatments and I'm done with chemo. And I've
Okay.
done radiation.
So chemo is very challenging. It does a lot to the mood. It does a lot to your mental and your physical. And when it comes down to it, I don't know if you're dealing with insomnia. I dealt with insomnia really bad
Hmm.
when I was going through chemotherapy, and I think that made all of the other emotions even more heightened.
Yeah.
So when you're having those times where you're really emotional,
Yeah.
my advice is to feel your emotions, but do not get stuck there. Allow yourself the opportunity to cry,
Okay.
and allow yourself the opportunity to know that this is not me. This is just the season that I'm in, and this is just what I'm going through.
Okay.
And this season is temporary. This is just a chapter in the book. This ain't the whole story.
Okay.
And all I got to do is get past this part, and that'll kind of help you navigate through it more. And the loneliness, you have support. What
Okay.
I was saying to everyone earlier before you got on, familiarize yourself with the people in this live.
See, I can't.
Familiarize yourself with the people in this chat.
Okay.
And even, I know that we met in a group, but even in a group setting, know who you can call or message if
Okay.
you're having one of those days where you're feeling down.
Okay.
That's normal. Your emotions and the things that you're going through right now, those are completely normal. But we don't talk about them. And
Yeah.
so a lot of times we feel like we're going through this thing by ourselves.
Hmm.
We're alone. Nobody understands us.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people that are going through it. And that's why I do this, so that everybody can connect and know somebody, so that we can have that connection and that support that we need to help each other get through this journey. Because it's not easy.
No. I could tell
It's not.
there's 3 other people in this group, I guess, right now, but I can't see them, who they are.
Yeah, Facebook, sometimes it'll be 3, sometimes it'll be 30, but it won't show at the top. So it just depends. I don't even use those numbers
Oh,
at
okay.
this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't use those numbers at this point. But it's a lot of people who have gone through it, and
Mm.
they're in this, like, I don't know, it seems like it's glitching on and off on my side anyway. But there's a lot of people who have gone through chemo and felt that same way. Lachey, Tawanda, and Latrell, I think we've all had a time where we were going through it, and we just all had to kind of come together, whether it be collectively or individually,
Yeah.
and be there for each other. We had to stand in the gap for each other and just really support each other while we were going through it. But that's the importance of meeting people who are
Yeah.
going through what you're going through,
Hmm.
or who have gone through what you're going through. Paula says, so true. And Lachey said, yes. Like, we've been on the phone, like, actively trying to stop each other from, like, spiraling, because
Yeah.
life just was overwhelming. But
Hmm.
that's a normal thing. And when you were talking about claiming depression, I need you not to claim that. We're not claiming none of that.
Okay.
It may feel like you're going through that. We go through it, and I don't claim it, but I know that I have my times with it. I ain't claiming nothing else, nothing. I wanted a mommy makeover. I got breast cancer. I ain't claiming nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming anything else outside of healing and joy.
Yeah. I hear
That,
you.
that's it. But feel your emotions and allow yourself the space to not be okay for a moment.
Okay.
But make sure that you utilize your resources. And I did send you the link to Gardner's house. Paula is in here.
Mm-hmm.
Paula is definitely an amazing go-to for Gardner's house.
Okay.
So if you don't connect with anybody else on this line, please connect to Paula Williams.
Okay.
And that way you can get into the Gardner's House support group. And
Okay.
that's for everyone on these lives.
Okay.
Gardner's House is an amazing community of women who have gone through the journey, and they do support group. They do the support group. Is it once a month? I think it's once a month or something like that. Paula got to help me because that may be the other support group I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's once a month. I think they're every other week, if I'm not mistaken. But
Okay.
Gardner's House is really a good one. So when you say lonely,
Yeah.
what is it? Why do you say you feel lonely?
Because I just feel lonely and isolated. I mean, I used to work, and I have interaction with people. Now I'm retired, and my circle is very, very small, very small, and they still work. So it's like,
Yeah.
So I'd like to say to any of the ladies out here who know how to, because all this is new to me, if you could reach out to me, that would be great. Like I reached out to you, like I misunderstood what you were saying, earlier, how we met. Please
Yeah.
reach out to me because I'd like to widen my circle of sisters, going through the
Yeah.
same thing I'm going through. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. And see, it is different. A lot of us mourn the life that we had before. I
Yeah,
used to be working all the time and making money and trying to get to a place where I could walk in my purpose,
yeah,
which was not doing what I was doing, but building something for myself. And then God set me down, and it was like, now that I've been set down, now I gotta really focus on the other things.
yeah.
Like maybe that's what it's about. Not necessarily that you feel lonely, but it's really time in this journey. What I learned, it was time for me to figure out what I like.
Hmm.
We be surrounded by people, but we just be surrounded by people.
Yes.
It's you just feel like, oh, these are my coworkers. And don't get me wrong, I love my coworkers, my old coworkers, and so on and so forth. I love them like family. However, I've met other people that make it make me feel better. Um, they make me feel better about life and what I'm aiming for and
Hmm.
what I'm trying to do different. So even though you're not working, it's like finding people who have the qualities that you want to possess or who are doing things that you want to do. Maybe it's time for you to find those people. And I don't know what that would be, if you like painting
Yeah,
or finding you.
yeah.
That's the big thing. When we're going through this journey, we feel like we're alone, but maybe it's time for you to be home and be with self
Hmm.
and find out what self likes. That's my goal, but I got kids, so it's my littles take up the time for self.
Yeah,
Paula said, "What state are you in?"
I'm in Texas.
She's in Texas, Paula, as well. She said she said that you should come on Gardner's House Zoom every other Monday. That's what it is, every other Monday.
Okay.
Um, she said yeah, every other Monday. And that's for all the ladies who are here. I've been telling you guys, when I find good resources, I try to spread them. Gardner's House is an amazing organization created by a survivor herself who came on the last time a we had a chat about mental health.
Yeah.
Miss Maggie Gardner was here. Please utilize the opportunity to get into the Zooms. They are every other Monday. Paula is a good go-to for that, but also following Gardener's House on Facebook. Please follow Gardener's House on Facebook as well. Um, I saw something. Hold on. Let's see. She said, yeah, you should. She said you should come on Gardener's House Zoom every other Monday. And Paula, she's not very familiar with how to do it, so
Oh,
if you could send that link to her inbox, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
yes. And don't let me hog up all the screen time. Let the other ladies on, because I'm sure they got stuff to say too.
Oh, we've been talking this whole time. We not look. You are okay because we've been on ever since 8, and they're pouring into you right now. Joan said, "I'm here if you ever need to chat. Feel free to reach out. I live alone with my dogs and bird."
I
She
need to
is
talk
awesome.
to her. Yeah.
Yeah. So Joan is another person that can be a good resource and support to you. Um, and Miss Sanders said, I want us to connect. You can call me FaceTime if you want during and after chemo. Don't cry. You're not alone.
I know.
You are not alone, Miss Sanders. You are not alone. And it's important that we uplift each other and that we support one another. This is what Krystal Talks Cancer is about. Like I tell y'all, I don't get on here just for everybody to reach out to me. I want everyone to reach out to each other,
Yes.
also be able to reach out to me, but understanding that I'm also trying to build a community. We have to build a community
True.
so that we are all finding ourselves helping the next person get through this journey. This journey is lonely.
It is.
It is full of stress. It's full of anxiety.
It
But
is.
at the same time, there are so many positives that can come out of this journey. Like, I got so many vacation spots. I need y'all to drop where y'all from in the comments. Listen, I got so many vacation spots. I'm just, when the Lord works this thing out the way that I believe He's going to work it out,
Yeah.
don't be mad when I'm knocking on y'all door talking about I need somewhere to stay because I got to help these people over here when
Yeah.
I'm in y'all city. Okay?
Uh-huh.
But I'm thankful for you ladies and for just showing up and reaching back and paying it forward because this is what we're here for. So Miss Sanders, right now, Miss Sanders said, I'm sorry, did you see what Kim O'Brien just did right there? Miss Cheryl, Miss Sanders, Joan, and Paula, 3 ladies already that you have that you can reach out to. Are you familiar with how to connect with these ladies?
No, I hope they go on that whatever that site I met you on and inbox me because
Okay, can you ladies do me a favor real quick while we're here? Send her a message so that she can message you back and forth because she's not very familiar with Facebook at all.
no,
And if she doesn't respond, I need y'all to just give her a call so that she'll know that you're trying to connect with her.
please.
Um, please. Trail, I see you popped in here, lady. How you doing? We just checking in. And everybody's putting where they from. New York, New Jersey. See, I ain't never been to New York. I ain't never been to New Jersey. See, oof. I want all the eating spots.
Yeah.
Listen, I need all the eating spots. I'm gonna tag her, y'all. Let me see. Because they're asking for your full name.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorrel Parker. Let me see. I'm gonna put it up. Leave page. Okay. Miss Cheryl Joan already messaged me to
Okay.
give you her number. So I'm going to send that to you. But what I'm going to do also, I am about to share her profile. It's going to pop up on here, y'all. I'm surprised that it didn't. That's how you see, like, Facebook doing too much. Because normally whenever someone pops on, their page automatically shows up.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, it didn't do that. So I'm going to send, let's see. Why didn't let me copy link? Because when I tried to tag you, it didn't do it either. So let me see. Y'all know I get around this. We're not going to play them games. Y'all ain't finna block what the Lord doing. Nope. Let me see. Give me a minute, y'all. I'm working. Working. Yeah, no. Okay. Can somebody let me know if you can see her page? Can y'all see her page in the comments? Let me know if it works. Because I definitely want you ladies to reach out to her, connect to her, and give her some support while going through this journey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Um, that's what we're here for. And I know it's a little bit different, y'all. Like I said, I know everybody's in different parts of their journeys. Miss Cheryl, I'm gonna can y'all see it? Okay. Miss Sanders said she can see it.
Okay.
Okay, it's there. Okay, so they can see it. So you definitely have support. Is there anything else that you're dealing with that you want to talk about?
No, just for you, whatever it was about the resources, I know you said it, but I'm not gonna remember that. So if you could just text it to me, that would be great.
Okay, and I think I told you I was gonna do that and forgot. I'm
That's
gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Um, and if one of the ladies, if y'all are looking it up for yourself, please send it to her. If I don't do it first, cause y'all know how my brain go. Cause I'm on here now trying to figure it out.
okay.
Um, but it's a part of the resource live because we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to get these resources. So I'm trying to find it, and then I'm gonna put it probably in the comments. And like I said, time is limited on it, y'all, because um, Facebook is really talking about deleting lives. So I need y'all to get in them comments, get that PDF file with all of them resources in it. Get everything that you can get off of it now, because whenever I switch it over, it'll be the live, and you will probably have to watch the live all the way through in order to get the resources.
Okay.
Now, I'm just being honest because I have so many lives that I'm trying to transition over to YouTube. And with me having all of those lives, it's kind of hard for me to rewatch everything. And that's why I wish I kind of had help. I'm not going to lie. Because, y'all, it's so many lives. Like, I have to watch them just to see what all we talked about and give a summary. And so I'm trying to find ways around that because that's very time consuming. But we're going to figure it out. But you may not have the PDF. I'm going to try to see if I can put all of that in there, but we'll see. I'm attaching I attached the live to um to this one. So if you look in the comments, if you were looking for the resource live, I just attached it in the comments here so
Okay.
that you can have it and you don't have to go and search for it. Again, if you want to go back and look at the other resource live that was there, all you have to do is type in the search bar Krystal Talks Cancer resource live, and it should bring up two videos. One with me in that dress, and the other one I think I had on like a pink blazer or something, and we had a few people come on. And again, this is for people who are going through chemo. Take advantage of the resources while they're available to you. I was not able to take advantage of resources because of chemo. I mean, because of COVID, chemo, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm giving that to you guys because it's pivotal to stay on top of your finances, and any and every little bit count.
Yes.
This journey ghetto, it's ghetto fabulous. So I just want to put that out there. Um, so Miss Cheryl, I'm going to okay. Miss Sanders sent you a friend request.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Jones sent you a friend request, and I sent you Jones' phone number, her information already. So look out for that.
Okay.
Uh, and add them when you have the opportunity, and utilize your resources.
Okay.
You know, we're here now and everything's good. I know you've been reaching out to me, and I love that. But utilize your resources. Even with me, with them, it's not a burden. And I'm saying this because I feel like for myself, I try not to burden people or
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
I'm burdening people, you know, but that's something that we have to get out of thinking, because sometimes even you reaching out to someone else for support actually helps them move forward and feel purposeful in their journey.
Okay. Okay.
So utilize the resources that you have. And I will say, be mindful that everyone is not in the same time zone.
Yes.
It's something that we got to talk about. We got to be honest. Because,
Uh-huh.
like, I'll be calling people at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, seriously, you guys, the lady that I met, she's in Saudi Arabia right now.
Yeah.
I messaged her. It was like in the afternoon here. It was like 1 something. And we ended up talking, but it was like 9 o'clock p.m. her time. Like she was over in the nighttime.
Yes.
And I was just like, the time difference is crazy. So make sure that you are aware of the time zones whenever you are connecting with people. And y'all just kind of try to, be respectful of time and things like that. But I know a lot of times when you're going through treatment, you're up all night. So
Yeah.
y'all have those conversations in advance. Because, baby, I'll be calling, you better ask Trail. I call her early in the morning. I called Miss Carter, one of the ladies that came on a while back. I think I called her at 3 o'clock in the morning, not realizing that she was on a whole nother time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let y'all be aware of that. But you definitely have gained support here, and I look forward to
And thank you.
just being a part of your journey, seeing how God moves in your life and move in your journey. And as you continue to grow and know that you're not alone, that you have support, that you are loved, that your story matters, your journey matters. And even if the people around you don't understand what you're going through, you have sisters that do. So never forget that, okay?
Okay.
But I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
And it was a pleasure talking to you tonight.
Same here. Same here. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
See you in a little bit.
Okay then.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. I really appreciate you all tonight. Look at her growing our nest. Growing our nest of support. Y'all hear my babies in the background? Y'all know normally on school night they'll be knocked out, but he ain't trying to hear none of that. But he going to bed. It was something else that I just wanted to tell y'all, and I can't remember what it was. Chemo brain. Chemo brain is real. Y'all hear my baby in the background? Like it is real. Um, when you're in these groups and you see people who are going through it, just send them. an invitation to the show. Um, if you see someone who is very transparent and you know that someone else will be blessed by their testimony, their journey, send them to the show. Even if you see somebody who may feel lost and you don't have the words to say and you know that they need support, send them to my inbox. Or send them to the show. It's totally up to you. But I'm thankful for all of the support, and I'm thankful for everyone who continues to show up here and be a support and be transparent and just be um, open about your journey and help other people navigate through the journey, my baby, y'all. And helping other people navigate through the journey because we don't understand how small gestures are so big to some people. Like, we really out here going through things and smiling as if everything is okay. But that's a joy that only God can give, and that's a peace in knowing that He is not done with us yet, y'all. He's not done. And reaching back and helping each other and reminding each other of His grace and His mercy, like, that is the one thing that I just ask of everybody. Just remind somebody, like, you're gonna get through this. You're gonna get through it and you're gonna be fine. Like, but you just gotta go. It's that going through. Y'all, they going through ghetto. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's so ghetto. And the thing that I was gonna say, when we were talking about mental health and emotional, and what made me say all of that, I went through well, not too the other day I was here and I got a phone call, right? So the phone call was someone from a collection agency for a hospital bill. And it's like, I get, everybody got a job, and whenever you are going through this journey, you're going to unfortunately create debt, especially if you have job loss and all of the other things. This is why it's important for me to get you guys resources. So when this young lady calls, it was like, oh, I'm attempting to collect. How you going to take care of this today? It was like full attitude, like, how you going to pay? And I was like, ma'am, I don't have the means to take care of this in this moment. I would definitely love to revisit after I get, you know, in a better financial position. And then it's like, where your family? Excuse me? Where your family? We can set up a payment plan. Where's your family? You can ask your family so we can set up a pay. And I was just like, I've been asking God to put a muzzle on my mouth, y'all. But that did something. And I didn't come at her in a disrespectful way, but I let her know people go through things in life. And it's sad that you have to remind people. But I'm saying all this to say that sometimes people forget that they're not excluded from hardships. Don't be that person. I know we all have different jobs. I don't know who do what job or whatever, however, but none of us are exempt from hardship. And you can tell when somebody ain't never went through something or when they went through something and they forgot where they came from. So I had to remind this young lady, I was like, I went through breast cancer. I lost my job. My husband lost his job. And we are in the process of picking up pieces. Not to mention that I went through this during COVID, and now we got all this going on in the world. Like, everybody's going through something, ma'am. You don't have to come at me and be rude, disrespectful, and aggressive. In which she said, I apologize that you took it that way. But a service was rendered. Baby, I hung that phone up because everything after that was going to be the wrong thing, but at the right time. Don't allow people, their negative energy, to put you in a place that you done prayed to be out of. That's why I hung the phone up. Because I felt me going. After I explained that, it was like, baby, it ain't nothing else that we got to talk about. Because when God turns it around for me, I pray that you still have that job and that nothing happens to you. Because at the end of the day, you're not exempt, and life can, karma will spin that block. The Lord will be like, you remember that time? You remember that time you so just be mindful. And it don't matter what side of the coin you on when I'm talking about this. Whether you're the person that's calling people who have been through financial hardships, please be mindful that not everybody's out here trying to escape responsibility. Like, people are legit picking up pieces from their lives and the things that they've gone through. Like, y'all think I just chose? Like, I really look at people sometimes in what they say and how they react to certain things, and I'm like, do you really think I choose to go through financial hardships? Like, do you really think that I wasn't responsible? Like, I moved out real young and been on my grind for a long time. The thing that set me down was going through breast cancer. But what we not going to do is fall into a trap of you come along, the devil trying to use you to get to me to make me feel a certain type of way about what I'm going through, what I'm growing through, and what I'm getting through. I'm not going to let you take me 10 steps backwards because, baby, I wanted to. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I wanted to see how colorful my vocabulary could get, but I didn't do that. Miss Sanders said, whew, I got the end. Oh, she said, I got one of those calls for a medical bill. Honey, when I finished with him, they never called me back. And that's the thing. It was a medical bill. It was a medical bill. And I had to remind her, is it going in your bank account? Because you're going real hard, like it's going in your bank account. And I got questions. But then I didn't even have questions because God had brought me a long way. And guess what? I know who I am, and I know how responsible I am. And I have to remind myself, circumstances change, and that's where you have to give yourself grace. And I had to learn that, to give me grace, because my circumstances changed, my finances changed, and now I am growing through what I'm going through. And it's the purpose behind all of it. So I'm just letting y'all know. I know that it's hard. I know that everybody is going through something, whether it's collectively or individually, mentally, emotionally, financially, psychologically, dealing with body dysmorphia. We are all going through something. But we have to be here for one another and remind each other that it is okay. It's not something that we chose. It's not something that we did to ourselves, but it's something that we're going through, that we're growing through, and God is going to see us through because he didn't bring us this far to leave us. And also, let me tell y'all, I'm still on 10 by 10 about the sermon that my pastor preached last Sunday about prayer changing things. If y'all don't believe me, prayer definitely changes things. And when I say that, I remember not being, and a lot of people won't admit this, like there was times where I wouldn't even pray for myself because I felt so broken. But my church family stood in the gap and was praying for me. My friends, my real true friends, were praying for me. People that cared about me stayed praying for me. Prayer changes things. And sometimes people may not have the words, they may not have the resources or the finances to do whatever it is, but as long as they are praying with the best intentions and they are praying for you, we're going to thank God for them people that will stand in the gap and just pray for you. Because my church family praying for me, honey, I believe them prayers are still keeping me afloat right now. Them prayers are keeping my mental intact right now. Not just them, me praying for myself now too, but even just having other people to pray for you. So when people tell you I'm praying for you, don't take that lightly. Especially if you know that they are walking that walk and talking that talk. Like, that is big. That is major. And prayer changes so many things. So you may be going through right now, but we praying that it's temporary. We praying that that turnaround is going to come. So when y'all see me on here and I'm talking about I'm growing through what I'm going through, I mean that. Because I'm praying and I'm intentional about my prayers and I'm intentional about my growth, my healing, and helping people. So I know God is going to intervene and He's going to turn this situation around. Not because of me, but because of the assignment that He has for me. And it's something that I didn't even know that I needed for myself, y'all. And it's real. I ain't never talked this much. Y'all better ask my church family. They be like, this, we couldn't get her to talk one, but God was like, okay, it's time for me to remove this stronghold that the enemy put on you, that you didn't want to talk, that you didn't want to be free and express your thoughts and feelings. It's time for you to actually walk into that purpose. And let me tell y'all something. I'm walking in there and my wig may be to the side. My eye might be a little black, might be a little dark. It might have told me that. But just like Job, going through, just got to see what the other side looks. So I really want y'all to stay encouraged this week. And I think that it's important that we come on here and talk mental health and emotional and all of the things. And we're going to continue to do that. During the week, again, I'm just recapping now, but during the week, I do plan to pop on live randomly if I'm not, um, if I am not talking directly with someone. And like I said, this past Tuesday, I really wanted to get on and talk to everyone, but I had a one-on-one, and I do those a lot. So continue to send people my way that need guidance and that need help, and just continue to pray that God gives me the strength to continue to move forward in the way that He wants me to. Not like what Krystal wants, but what God wants from me. Um, Thank you, Sister Charlotte. Um, Paula said, Job-like experiences are not for, baby, listen, Paula, they not for the weak. But God, the same God that got him through it. And it's crazy because we've been traveling through the book of Job. And I started to realize, like, the people that Job was surrounded by, like, how your friends constantly saying, like, well, look at what you did. Look at what, like, you pointing the finger and judging, and this man ain't did nothing. And I think about that. I think about that with some of the things that I've gone through. If y'all are going through it, and if you going through it hard, listen, pick your Bible up and start reading Job. If you wondering about your friends and why they acting a certain type of way when you going through, go read Job. Check out Job. I'm telling you, when you get to getting into that word and you start realizing, I ain't going through nothing new, but I'm growing through it. It's just a different time. Maybe Job went through it, but it revealed I really feel like Job had one good friend. Then that one good friend taught him one good thing, and that was shut your mouth. And if you know that the Lord, he basically, the way that I interpreted it, he basically told him, we're not going to sit here and listen to you owe me your mind all day. You're going to get up and you're going to pick that up and you're going to keep moving forward. That was the one good friend that I feel that Job had. And I got to go back and double check. Can you put that back? I have to go back and actually check to make sure that I have it correct. Who it is, because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong name. Hey, um, but yes, y'all gotta check out Job because it moves in your spirit when you going through it. But I'm not gonna hold y'all because I was supposed to be respectful with time tonight and I wasn't. But I appreciate everyone for coming and for staying on and talking. To everybody that shared, that commented, I really appreciate you. Continue to send people my way, no matter where they are in the journey, no matter what they're going through. If they need guidance, help, prayer, whatever it is, please continue to send them my way. And please continue to uplift your fellow sisters and brothers that are going through a cancer diagnosis. Remember, no matter what type of cancer diagnosis it is, that mental and emotional is the same. So let's get through it together so that we can grow through it together. And one day, we're going to be on a beach somewhere, partying and dancing with each other. I'm claiming it. But I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. See you later in the week. Have a good night.